Now, I won't know what is written in this book until I read it.
Yeah, until you open it, yeah.
Okay? So natural selection can do nothing with my book. Natural selection cannot improve it.
Mm-mm.
Natural selection cannot say, I'm going to improve this book without looking inside. It takes an intelligent somebody to read the book and to see what's in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So natural selection doesn't work at this level. So let's try and unpack that a little bit. So the book is your genotype, and the result thereof is the phenotype. So if the book, for example, contains the building plan for building an aeroplane, this one,
yeah,
and that is the phenotype, the actual aeroplane that is produced. There's a few things that must happen between the book and the aeroplane, right?
Quite a few things.
Quite a few things. Number one, somebody must write the book.
Yes, okay, yeah.
But there's no God.
No. So it must be chance.
So God never wrote the book.
Mm.
Chance wrote the book. That's an assumption in the evolutionary theory. Okay? Chance wrote the book. Now, if I have the book, I don't have an aeroplane. I just have a book.
You just have the information.
And I don't even know if it flies.
Exactly.
How must I know when it flies? I must build it.
After you can only use the phenotype to see if it flies.
Okay, you're getting this, right?
Yeah.
No. You find this discussion interesting?
Very, because now the genes is also just still stuff that has to be put together.
We already discussed how it came about.
Yeah.
How you get the molecules to create the book. And let alone, you're not talking about anybody who wrote the book. You just have the book.
Mm.
And the book is the blueprint for that. Now, if you want to create the aeroplane, well, Martin, is it enough to have the book?
No. You have to have material.
You have to have the material that is described in the book.
And then
you must have an engineer
somebody
to put it together.
Exactly.
Now, if I, Martin, as you are now, gave you all the material to put something together, or let's say I gave you the metal,
Yeah.
and I said you have to create the cogs and the wheels and everything to create the engine and the wings, etc. Wouldn't you have to have a factory?
Definitely.
Wouldn't you have to have equipment in order to build it? Without that equipment, would the aeroplane appear?
No.
So where are you going to get the equipment from? You only have a book.
You have to gather it.
All right.
From
So
different.
the point is that I'm making, it's not enough, Martin, to have the book.
Exactly.
You have to have all the equipment, plus the engineers, plus the people building it in between before you can actually have the aeroplane.
Yeah.
So I haven't put anything in between here, but everything in between the book and the aeroplane, where does it come from?
Well, according to them, probably then chance.
Absolutely right. Because it's not subject to natural selection until the aeroplane is there and you can see whether it flies. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it's not enough to say, I have created the building blocks over here in order to write the book. I have written the book without a designer, without a writer. I have created the factory, and I have eventually a product, and now I can see if it flies. But for natural selection to work, selection implies more than one. I cannot choose between options if there isn't more than one.
That's it.
So it doesn't only have to happen once, it has to happen
millions of times, and you have to have something that can produce the following, so they must be a male, female.
So how much faith do you need? All right. So is it true then that selection requires that more than one variant exists?
Yeah.
So we need all of these different blueprints. We need different books, different genetic codes. That's just handwriting telling you what to do. We have to have the equipment to actually do it. And then we have to have a product to test. And there's no God. There's no designer.
Yeah, so that's out.
And everything that happens until the product actually appears happens by chance. Yeah. Now, let's just unpack that, Martin. our book. This one is a very special book, this one, because it gives you the plan of salvation.
It's actually got who is the chance in there.
The chance designer. He's in here as well, yes. Right there from the beginning. Nobody wants to know that.
Yeah.
So we'll put the book down. Do you need a lot of faith to assume that the mechanisms that produce the variation, the male and the female aspect, the whole system to create the variation by crossing over the genes, creating all of those possibilities in an absolutely controlled, precise manner, came about by chance?
Absolutely crazy faith.
All right? But you have to have crazy faith to believe in God as well.
That's it.
So you have a scale.
You have
You have a scale, and you can put it on the scale, and you can determine for yourself what you want to believe. What if you add prophecy to the mix?
oh no, then you're gonna have
What if that designer says to you, excuse me, you don't want to believe it's me, you want to believe it's somebody called chance. Let me tell you what's going to happen in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
At exactly this time, at exactly this place, exactly out of this lineage, this person is going to be born, and he's going to do this, and the other. And as far as the kingdoms of the world are concerned, let me explain to you that when this kingdom that now rules is gone, that one's going to take over, and then in 600 years that one will take over, and in 300 years that one will take over, and then that one, and then when that happens they're going to divide into so many, and that one will be a ruler, and this one will do this and this and this and this and this, and then it happens. Will he have proved that he has knowledge that is inexplicable?
Yes, beyond a doubt.
Can you put that on the scale as well?
On the which scale now? On
The scale of there is a God.
yes, but you
Can you put it on the other side?
no
because it doesn't
because
exist.
It's a nightmare.